Good afternoon. It is August the 24th, 2016. Time to wrap up our trading. We started off the day seeing that the easiest trade to see once again was failure to take out resistance at 2190, 2192. We have this low volume number at 85. We thought the market was pointed up, and it was, but the selling started before the market opened, and it's really been kind of slow and steady selling until this little brief interlude right here. So the signals worked fine. Mean green trade, couple of S's. This S was not triggered. This retest failure was. Small winner. No follow through buying. Selling on that bar. Didn't take out that bar's high, so that's an appropriate trade. Below the blue line, just real choppy. If you didn't sell the opening, which was right here, and ride it out, you're in trouble. Another mean green trade. Goes nowhere. Then finally this S right here produces really a big trade. So again, the E-mini compared to the other markets, unless you're prepared to buy or sell the opening and ride it out, doesn't offer the opportunity that we've come to expect from the E-mini. Some of that summer, I think the real part is that the Fed has just told the world and shown the world out there that you can't make any money from the short side. So the large players, those that will put on positions and hold them overnight, don't trade from the short side very often. So maybe that will change. I guarantee you they will allow the market to sell if Trump happens to win the White House. Looking at the F1 screen, and again, not a lot's going to happen. Friday, we have the Fed symposium in Jackson Hole, and everybody's awaiting Janet Yellen's speech. F1, lower high, lower low, find a place to sell it. Looking at the F2 screen, definitely a B. We've talked about that. If you had to make a trade, in fact, on the last update, if you had to make a trade, it would be from the short side. And that certainly is what's happening right now. So maybe we get to test our support at this 2170 area. If the market was to close right here, we'd be trying to sell the 77 to 80 area. That would be sell 1. And then second sell would be 83 to 85. On the buy side, we've got this low volume at 72 and a quarter, then at 67, so 70, 72 would be buy 1. I think we're going lower, then 65, 67 would be buy 2. We do have news tomorrow that can move the market. Durable orders, plus 3.7. Large aircraft orders came in, ex transportation, plus a half. That's still a positive. Those numbers come in as forecast. Historically, that would be positive for the stock market. Jobless claims 265. Don't think anybody pays any attention to that anymore. They've pretty well given up. Natural gas inventories, last was 22B. CF and KC Fed, last was -6. So the focus is durable orders, ex transportation. And because of Jackson Hole, my guess is that the news won't have carry through impact on prices. Now, we talked about it this morning. If I were a large institution, if I were Wall Street and I wanted to maintain the same game that we'd had since March of 2009, I'd sell the hell out of the market. I'd run it down to let the Fed, and I'd run it down, but well, Fisher says we can raise interest rates. The Fed's heading at it. Economy's good enough to raise interest rates. I would focus on that. Sell it, get prices down lower, and maybe make the Fed back off from whatever it is they intend to do. That's how I would play it. Yeah, wouldn't you love to know what Jim Rogers thinks of Soros? Past making money. I don't think Jim, other than they closed that fund to people, so other than the family. But that would be a nice thing to know, wouldn't it, Jeff? Inside day on the 5-year auction. The 5-year auction shows that we can sell a little bit tomorrow, but at some point I think the market will find buyers. So last rotate down stopped at 5. We had a 1 to 5 buy today on the 10-year. The low is 3.5. You had that information in your hands at 6:45 a.m. Central, close to it. So 1 to 5 remains buy 1. We had a 10 to 14 sell. We made it to 11.5, so 11 to 15 sell 1. Pretty damn good, if I say so myself. Sell 2, 19 to 23. And buy 2 will be 25 to 29. I used to support a lot of those downrange missions in the Middle East and parts of the world where you wouldn't want to go without an armed guard, and Africa and parts of Southeast Asia was pretty well. It was actually fairly tame if you didn't get blown up by a bomb. You weren't humping the boonies. But I mean, they're just parts of the world where you can just feel it in your bones that nobody has your best interest at heart. Okay, last rotate up stopped at 15. We're currently at 8, so 12 to 16. First area. 2024 sell 1. 31 to 03 sell 2. Had a strong 5-year auction, had a strong 2-year auction. No reason not to expect a strong 7-year auction. Buy 1, the buck to 04. So let's run it down in London, scare everybody off, knock the week longs out, and then take it higher. And I like the auction, so 21, 25. Let them get stops below today's lows. Had a sell at 24.28. Turned out pretty good. We had a 1 to 5 buy on the 30-year and 21 to 25. So they did get through our number 1 support band a little bit. And looking at gold. Definitely lower. Find a place to sell it. The issue is, can we break 1325? So probably going to be pretty good support, 25 to 1320 to 1325. Definitely a B. Last thing we said, find a place to sell it. The market has drifted lower. Low volume number at 26. So let's buy 26 to 24. And 20 to 22 for buy 2. 30 to 32 sell 1. 35, 37 sell 2. As we noted this morning, when you have that type of order, when they come in and bomb the market doesn't recover from that for a day or two. I think the physical buyer will once again view this as a buying opportunity. but what the large central banks do for traders who are leveraged. If you're buying cash gold, it doesn't matter. Leverage is not your problem, but for somebody trading futures, they just come in and show you that you can't do that with impunity. Crude oil, lower high, lower low, looking for a place to sell it. And you can see that we have our move out of the middle, started in C period. So we retested that high. Looking at the F2 screen, definitely a B. So our tractors down here is 45.61. I think they're going for stops below 45. Probably not tomorrow, but stranger things have happened. 47 is a sell. So 47, 47 and a quarter. Might take a little lower for sell 1, but stops above 47 is the play. 47.50, 47.75, sell 2. On the buy side, 46 even, 46 and a quarter, buy 1. And then 45.50, 45.75, buy 2. Picking up this high volume number right here, so if you want a resting limit buy order, put it out there at 45, 65, 66. See what happens. You say, oh great, see what happens. You think I'm crazy, Charles? And last but not least, the euro, trying to sell. Lower high, lower low, F1 says find a place to sell it. A lot of people ask me, can it be that simple? It's lower high, lower low. Yes, it is, because there's a lot that goes into a lower high and a lower low, or a higher low and a higher high. Okay, we have a P in a down market. That's short covering, profit taking. We have this spill basically from 1285, so right here. So 85 to 95, sell 1. 15 to 25, sell 2. On the buy side, I'm going to put it out there at 1250. Maybe we'll get it tomorrow. And that's it for this August 24th, 2016. I'll be back in a bit. Okay, Nancy, which bar do you go?